softly, seemingly a little dissatisfied with his tense demeanor. Perseus quickly shifted to a more casual sitting posture, and only then did the emperor smile again. "Is today's occasion lively?" the emperor asked with a smile. "Yes, it's very lively," Perseus said. "The empire hasn't been this lively in a long time. The last time was during the reign of the 10th emperor," the emperor remarked. The conferment of dukedoms is no small matter in any country, especially in the empire, because it involves the granting of a large amount of territory, along with half of the taxes from those territories, which is a considerable sum of money. But the empire has always been fair in its rewards and punishments. As long as the merit is great enough, I will not be stingy with these things. Perseus could only laugh when he heard that. The country was founded by 8 dukes, and 10 more dukes were later in theft, but now there are only 5 dukes whose power and territory have not diminished, including the newly enthroned Catull. In other words, more than 200 years later, the empire maintained a clear system of rewards and punishments, and the territory directly controlled by the royal family actually expanded. "Your Majesty is absolutely right. I admire you." Perseus was only concerned with flattery. "Perseus, have you ever thought about making unparalleled contributions to the empire like Duke Kudu?" the emperor asked with a smile. "Of course I've thought about it, but I am of meager virtue and ability, and I'm afraid that even if I tried for 10 lifetimes, I would never see the shadow of Lord Kutu." "Huh, no need to be so modest. As long as you have ambition and are willing to work hard, even if you don't become a duke in the end, you can still get closer to the level of a marquis or earl, right?" "I will do my best," Perseus smiled. The emperor nodded approvingly, then changed the subject. "I saw Ivais's outfit today. It's very beautiful. You really are quite adept at dealing with women." If it weren't for the emperor's hearty laughter, he would have thought this bastard was mocking him. "So this is how you won the hearts of Duke Ramanthal and Miss Luna, is that right?" the emperor said again, expressionless. Perseus was so frightened that he stood up instantly, his face turning slightly pale. The emperor's serious expression lasted for less than 3 seconds before he burst into laughter, waving his hands repeatedly. "Don't be afraid. I didn't mean to blame you. It's your good fortune to have such a talent for charming girls. Others can only envy you, no matter how dissatisfied they are. I'm deeply ashamed. I had just acted as if I was so devoted to Ivaisa in front of His Majesty," Perseus said, bowing his head. "It's good that you're willing to reflect, but my opinion doesn't matter." "What did Ivaisa say?" "He didn't say anything." "Yes, that does sound like her reaction." Perseus remained silent. "Sit down," the emperor said. "Yes, ma'am. It seems you're making good progress with her," the emperor said. Perseus looked at him blankly. "I could tell from her complexion," the emperor explained patiently. "She looks rosy and much better than the last time we met. She also looks very comfortable standing next to you. She must have come to regard you as a man she can rely on. These, I can't quite see them." "Hee, you're being modest again." "Dog Emperor. Ah, your charm surpasses even mine in my youth. Seeing you reminds me of my childhood, when Ivais's father and I traveled throughout the empire, experiencing different cultures and admiring the beautiful women. Oh, next time you see the Empress, don't you dare tell anyone about me," the emperor joked, as if issuing a warning. Perseus just smiled, thinking to himself, "I'm not your son of bitch." That was many years ago. Thinking back, the scenes from back then are still vivid in my mind. It's just a pity that things have changed and people are no longer the same. The days that have passed, even if they were just yesterday, can never be brought back. Alas, the emperor sighed deeply. Perseus remained silent. "Don't you have any idea how things have changed for you, you dog emperor?" he mentally complained. "It's a pity that my son didn't inherit my former charm. He's always been troubled by love and can't get over it," the emperor said as if telling a joke. "Do you know what he said to me not long ago?" "Have no idea." "Huh, he actually told me. He wanted to resign from his position as crown prince so he could focus on protecting the woman he loves." "Ha ha." The emperor laughed until tears streamed down his face. He wiped them away, and then he saw Perseus stand up. "Why did you stand up again?" the emperor asked helplessly. "These are things I cannot possibly know." Perseus shouted. "Do you think I'm publicizing my family's dirty laundry?" "No." "What is that?" "In short, I dare not listen." "Actually, there's no harm in listening. If I didn't want you to hear it, would I have told you?" The emperor shook his head. "As long as you don't turn around and spread the word throughout the entire empire, it's fine." "I wouldn't dare." "Sit down first," the emperor said kindly, beckoning him to sit down. Perseus tried 3 times before he could barely sit still. That foolish boy! The emperor suddenly cursed, exasperated. Perseus almost jumped up again. This damn emperor seems to be constantly pushing the limits of his heart's endurance. My foolish son still doesn't seem to understand that he and Ivaisa are impossible. This is my decision, and no one could change it. I'll let him off the hook for what happened last time, but if he continues to be stubborn and say similar stupid things, I will have to teach him a lesson. Perseus remained silent. He had no right to speak on such matters. Do you have any good ideas on how to make him see the error of his ways? After all, he's your rival in love, so getting him to give up completely would be a good thing for you, the emperor said. No. Even if he did, he wouldn't dare say it. I do have one, but I need your cooperation, the emperor said with a smile. Perseus felt a chill run down his spine. He had a very bad feeling about it, for no reason. Aren't you very good at matters of the heart? That's your talent. With just a slight change in approach, not only can you make other girls fall for you, but it wouldn't be difficult for a boy to break up with his ex and fall for another girl, right? What does your majesty mean? Perseus forced a smile. Consider it a great favor to me. Go and make Andre completely give up on Ivaisa, and then make him fall in love with another girl, the emperor said. Ah, is it hard to understand? The emperor said. Andre is my crown prince, the next emperor of the empire. Helping him find the woman he loves as soon as possible is a matter of great importance concerning the succession of the empire, and cannot be taken lightly. I know that. Originally, his wife's status had to be absolutely noble, but that would limit the choices too much. Therefore, I am willing to relax the restrictions and no longer be concerned about the girl's background. As long as she is good-looking, gentle, has no bad habits, and comes from a respectable family, I can accept her even if she is from a commoner family. The emperor was like an old father who was extremely worried about finding a partner for his child. Perseus still didn't understand why the dog emperor was telling him all this. Perseus, is there still money left over from buying clothes for Ivaisa? The emperor asked. Of course. There are still 9,488 gold coins left. You really want to achieve great things, don't you? Of course. To establish merit for the empire is my long-cherished wish. Then I will give you this opportunity. The emperor pointed at him, his gaze sharp. Perseus looked bewildered. Stand up. Yes. He stood up again. Perseus, in the name of the emperor, I hereby officially appoint you as the crown Prince Andre's consort selector, responsible for finding him a consort who will satisfy him. The 9,000 gold coins will be your salary. If you perform your duties well, I will further elevate you to the rank of Viscount. This will allow you to establish your merits as you wish. Yes. Although he still doesn't quite understand, does he have the right to refuse? The official in charge of selecting imperial concubines? That's really strange. Chapter 88, The Emperor's Public Appointment. With the emperor's permission, Perseus returned to the banquet hall. Although he didn't know what the emperor's purpose was in assigning him this position as a concubine selection official, he would still faithfully fulfill this duty. The reason is simple. The dog emperor has entrusted him with an important task. If he doesn't perform it properly, he's doomed. Although the title of the official in charge of selecting imperial concubines may sound a bit frivolous, it is a matter of royal succession and carries great power. Putting everything else aside, once this news is released, many powerful families will rack their brains to curry favor with him, just to get him to send their daughters to Andre. Even if he doesn't deliberately accept bribes, he can still make a lot of money by simply taking advantage of others. Finally, he didn't want Andre to keep thinking about his woman anymore. It would be best if he got lost as soon as possible. With mixed feelings, he walked to the buffet table, where everyone greeted him when they saw him return. Darling, who called you out just now? Helen asked. This I can't say, Perseus smiled. That would be one answer. Aside from the simple-minded Luna, everyone knew what was going on. Was it the same at the last ball? Helen asked again. Why ask so many questions? Do you think I won't dare to deal with you just because there are a lot of people around? Perseus ruffled her hair. Hey. Helen hugged him, her smile sweet. Luna looked at Helen with envy. Perseus noticed that Lovia, who was at the very back, was looking at him with a strange gaze, and smiled at her. Lovia coldly looked away. Perseus, school's out today. After the banquet, let's find somewhere to have some fun, shall we? Jerome suggested, mustering his courage. His Highness meant that he would bring his sister and he would bring Ivaisa, so the four of them could travel together. Milifala remained silent, clearly indicating that Jerome's suggestion had been made with her permission. He really wanted to find out what the princess thought of him. Even if there's nothing there, it seems like a good opportunity to strengthen relationships. Since he had nothing better to do anyway, and he didn't want to keep Ivisa cooped up in the apartment like a shut-in, he figured he'd be doing it all. Okay, Perseus smiled. Wait a minute, you two are going out to play? Helen's smile was subtle. Of course not. My sister will be going too. Jerome quickly said. Anything else? Jerome remained silent. I will take Ivisa with me. After all, I'm very worried about leaving her alone, Perseus said. And what about other people? Helen asked pitifully. Perseus felt that bringing his girlfriend along would hinder his ability to flirt with the princess. But if he didn't bring her, Mirafara might think he was a heartless scoundrel. That would actually be worse. Besides, he was now hesitant to neglect Miss Helen, fearing that something terrible might happen. If you'd like to come, I'll certainly take you with me, Perseus said gently. Then I want to come. Helen hugged him tightly. Perseus, Luna cried out anxiously. How could I forget you? Perseus patted her head. Great. Can I bring Xiaobai along? Although she said that, but Perseus silently watched Little White, a tiger as big as a bison. This thing would cause panic no matter where it appears, right? No, Xiaobai must stay at home. You can't just take her out and wander around like that. Kuta walked over, his face serious. You've been a huge help, father-in-law. Oh, Luna knew this was no joke, so she didn't try to win him over. Lord Kuta. Everyone bowed in greeting. Mellifera hid behind Perseus. Kutu smiled kindly. I think I just heard you guys talking about going out together. Yes, Perseus said. Yes, it's very good for young people to get out and about. Please take good care of my daughter, Luna. Please rest assured, Duke Ku. We will take good care of Miss Luna, Jerome said. Of course I feel at ease with so many people around me. After giving Perseus a meaningful look, Kuta lightly kicked Little White in the butt. Xiaobai quickly stood up and looked at Kutu honestly. Come on, I'll take you back first. You've already scared quite a few guests. Kutu patted its face. Xiaobai looked at Luna with lingering reluctance, then looked longingly at the various delicacies over there. You're spineless. Come back with me, you won't starve. Kutu's face darkened. Little White immediately tucked its tail between its legs and followed behind Kutu. I'll come back after I take Xiaobai home. Don't run around with anyone until I get back. Kuta then gave Luna detailed instructions. Luna nadid obediently. After her father left, Luna immediately jumped up and happily hung on Perseus. It's rare to have so many people and such a lively atmosphere. Cousin, why don't you join us? Helen then naturally extended an invitation to Lovia. I don't need to. I'll go home and read later, Lovia said casually. Oh, that's such a pity, Helene said, then looked at Andre. Your Highness, are you busy today? If not, would you do us the honor of joining us? Andre was taken aback, glanced cautiously at Ivia, cleared his throat, and said in a very aloof tone, I'm not in a hurry. Lovia's expression changed slightly. She silently moved to Helen's side and secretly tugged at her clothes. TCH. Jerome gritted his teeth. The noble girl was initially quite excited, but seeing that no one had paid any attention to her for so long, she didn't want to make a fool of herself and left dejectedly. Perseus had a sudden thought and wanted to strike up a conversation, but Luna was clinging to him tightly, and Helen was also holding on to him and wouldn't let go, so he had to give up. Just then, the emperor entered the banquet hall. The entire audience fell silent. Gentlemen, with a smile, the emperor took a cup of wine from a tray held by a messenger and raised the cup high. While everyone is here, I will take advantage of Duke Kutu's banquet to announce an appointment. Everyone was watching the emperor intently. They all knew very well that an appointment made by the emperor in public was no small matter. The emperor pointed at Perseus with the hand holding the wine cup, and everyone looked over at the same time. Perseus was still carrying two girls, but he wasn't embarrassed at all. As long as he isn't embarrassed, it's others who are embarrassed. I hereby formally appoint Perseus Perrin as the crown Prince Andre's consort selector, responsible for choosing his consort, who will be the next empress of the empire. The entire audience erupted in uproar. After speaking, the emperor drank the wine in his cup in one gulp, turned around, and left the banquet hall. Some nobles tried to chase after them to find out what was going on, but were stopped by the guards. Therefore, the only way for them to find out the answers to their questions was to seek out Perseus. But what about Perseus? They did not see the man, because the moment the emperor turned around, Perseus